Alright, y'all. Book club meeting. Meeting is adjourned. Early Hotfix, 92. We're here. Weekly update. Weekly book club. Grab your pens and notepads and write a summary. I don't know. Straight into it. Let's do it. We're gonna straight to bug fixes. I'm not gonna read the hubbub. No need for the hubbub. Fixed an issue where character levels and inventory items might have reset for some players. Fixed an issue where the attacks of Skeleton Champion and Skeleton Spearman might not be blocked properly. Fixed an issue where the Spear, Bardiche, Wizard Staff, Ceremonial Staff, and Quarterstaff could block an area wider than their intended weapon width. Fixed an issue where a Nightmare Skeleton Footman could spawn in the Ruins, Bandit Forest, even for normal and adventure modes. That's been there for ages. Fixed an issue in the Ruins Tower Bridge where certain spots on the upper wall might not be affected by Murder of the Crows. There's more than just that spot. Fixed an issue where the +1 weapon damage bonus might not apply to offhand weapons when using the Frost Skeleton or Nightmare Mummy race. And then fixed an issue where both players could be shown as party leaders if they invited each other to the party at the same time. And here's where we get into the goodies. Alright? The game updates. Dramatic pause. The sale period for the DLC seasonal pack has been extended until August 7th. Yippee! Maximum party size is now determined based on the dungeon. Goblins is solos, Frost Mountain is duos, and Forgotten Castle is trios. Couple things. First things first is we're going back in time again. Where, you know, each room has, or each dungeon thing has its own thing. Second thing, they brought duos back. Third thing, why didn't they do this to begin with? This would have fixed a lot of their whole idea issue with the oh, gotta make it to where the queues are shorter. This would have done it from the get-go. I lost track of what number I was on. I think I said 3, so I'm gonna say 4 next. If Frost Mountain is gonna be duos, there's a lot of duos players. There's more duos players than Forgotten Castle trios. They need to add more to duos than just the Wyvern. Because Ruins has, you know, Spectral Knight. It has the I don't even the Screecher. What was her name? What is she? I don't know. Somebody can correct me. But that chick. And then you go down a dungeon, and then you have one, you know, either the Warlord or Lich, and then you go down again, and then you've got Ghost King. There's a lot of variation in bosses there. Frost Mountain has Wyvern. Not very fun. So, hopefully, you know, maybe they wake up a little bit and they add something to the game. Probably not going to happen. The party type remains trios for all locales in adventurer mode. Enabled random matchmaking. Disabled in-game party for solos dungeons. Once the party reaches a maximum number of allowed by the mode, no more party members can be added. Should have been there to begin with. Reintroduced Dark Swarm and Random Portal to High Roller mode and disabled some fixed extraction points. Again, here we are with another revert. Bringing back the Swarm and Random Portal. You know, in High Roller, I don't think it's that much of an issue, but it's just the fact that they, you know, broken record here. Take it away, bring it back, take it away, bring it back, take it back. You know, yada, yada, yada. That's the issue I have. Name tags are displayed for party members when using the in-game party or random matchmaking system. Don't know why that wasn't there earlier. Increased the number of recent chat messages shown in the HUD from 3 to 5 and extended the display time from 5 to 10 seconds. Not really needed, I don't think. I don't know if anybody was actually crying about that. Changed the default price of the sash from 50 to 12 gold. That's pretty good. I don't know why it was 50 to begin with. It's kind of expensive for something that doesn't matter. Balance updates. Improved an issue where the Ghost King's attacks dealt the same amount of damage regardless of the distance. Increased the max impact endurance of wooden doors. Impact endurance? What does that mean? Okay. Improve the armor curve by 4.2% to slightly improve the durability of all armors. Durability? Huh? Do they mean that in, like, the protection? Or do they mean that in, like, literal durability? I don't know. I haven't played in forever. The hilt of the longsword is no longer usable for blocking or riposting. What? Huh? Am I the only one that thinks that that's dumb? The hilt. That's where your hand goes, right? The little hand guards there. That is quite literally what it is always used for when blocking or riposting. So, like, why wouldn't that be there anymore? I feel like the sole purpose of the hilt being as big as it was on a longsword was for that specific reason. And they removed it? That seems super... I don't know. I'm not a game dev. The main attribute of the Frost Amulet and Phoenix Choker has been reduced by 1 across all rarities, so green ones don't even give you 1 anymore. Decrease the impact resistance of the Spear, Bardiche, Quarterstaff, Flute, and Longsword. Why? So they just completely gutted Longsword then. No impact resist, and no hilt. So that means that axes are guaranteed to win. Longsword weapon damage decreased by 2. They gutted it. Void Blade magic damage from 4 to 2. They literally gutted Longsword. Why did they do that? It was already a bad weapon. Why? Why? So just nobody's going to use Longsword anymore. Sure, why not? You know, let's change weapon values again. Instead of doing axes, we're just going to do the Longsword instead. Quick sip break. Stay hydrated, folks. It's Mountain Dew, in case you're wondering. I'm fat. Leave me alone. The comments! Yay! Yippee! Clown emoji. This hotfix update updates the PvP matchmaking queues and fixes a set party size to each dungeon. We've made the hard decision to trade some choice of dungeons to reinstate a pure solo and duo experience while still maintaining a consolidated number of matching pools. The Goblin Caves are now designated as the Solos dungeon for normal and HR modes. Parties are no longer supported in these modes. The Frost Mountain is designated as the Duos dungeon for normal and HR modes. The maximum party size is limited to 2 in these modes. Thank you for clarifying. And the Forgotten Castle is designated as Trios dungeon for normal and HR modes. Maximum party size is limited to 3. Please note that all 3 locales are set as Trios for adventure mode and can support party sizes up to 3 members in this mode. We have also reintroduced the random matchmaking option to better support this update. In addition, this update also includes a change to give non-pre-made parties a better chance against their pre-made brethren. Parties created through the random matchmaking or through the in-game party system will have a small advantage of being able to see their teammates' nameplates with the PvP dungeons. How is that an advantage? Did they take that away? Why would they take that away? When did they take that away? Our plan is to continue exploring advantages and incentives for solo and duo players that are willing to take on the extra risk of entering the larger party dungeons in the future. That'll never happen. Never happen. I don't know why they're trying to read this off as being able to see a player's name like it's something new. It's literally just a cover-up story. I don't understand it. Oh boy, here we go. I read forward a little bit. Going forward, our plan is to balance the dungeon locales to better fit their designated modes. For instance, this hotfix, we've lowered the amount of loot that can be obtained from the Goblin Cave hordes to better match solo adventures. Huh? Lowered the loot because they're solo? Why would they do anything to the loot? Oh boy. We will continue to make dungeon-specific balance changes based on player behavior. We also hope that the additional incentives we roll out for solo and duo players in the future won't just constrain them to their own dungeons. That's... Dude, I don't... He's trying to passive aggressively force players to play trios so bad. He wants them to enjoy it so bad. This hotfix also marks the return of the Dark Swarm to the High Roller dungeons. Yay! Yippee! Original goal at the start of the semi-wipe was to see if it was possible to create a mixed queue dungeon experience that gave solo, duos, and trios an even chance in the one pool. Remove the Dark Swarm at that time because it put undue pressure on solo and duo players as it forced more uneven PvP encounters. With the return of exclusive pools, we no longer need discourage PvP and can return to giving the high roller mode its more unique hardcore identity. Yeah, a little grammar issue there. That's okay. Gave me a stroke. We also modified the impact power of weapons and their ability to destroy doors. Okay. Our original intention by giving more classes the ability to break doors down was to give barbs no reason for crush. With their weapons was to improve the ability to run away. How? You have to hit the door twice. That's so slow. What we saw in game actually ran counter to our intention and ended up giving it an advantage to the pursuer. Yeah, I could have told you that, a decade ago. We still like the ability to break doors as it removes the stalemate of door and door. Good. When parties actually want to engage each other, we now have rebalanced most of the weapons and doors' impact power to allow players to make a tactical decision to remove a door instead of just one-shotting it, which is still possible but requires the crush skill. We thank you for your patience, and we'll see you in the dungeon. I don't like this dev team. I'm not going to say this game, because I did like the game. I don't like this dev team. I don't agree with what they do. I don't like what they're doing. I don't like that they continue to feed us old things as if it's new. It's hiding something. It has to be. It's either that or it's a money scam. Please stop playing this game, people. Just stop. Don't skyrocket the player counts again. I go, what are we at now? We're at like 5K? Yeah, like stop. Stop. This number right here should be both. This right here. I get that you might be enjoying the game, but you're more than likely not. I mean, just stop playing, people. It's not good. This is what we need. We need to stop promoting this. This is what we need. 481 viewers. That is what we need. It needs to stop. Please, just stop. But that's it. I'm going to take one more sip of soda and then I'm leaving. Peace.